weapons you can find and go all guns blazing, or you opt for a more stealthy approach, there are some gameplay basics that apply to everyone that enters the battlefield. In this guide, you'll find some essential PUBG Mobile tips and tricks that will put you ahead of the pack and help you bag those sweet chicken dinners. But before we get started, make sure to destroy the like and subscribe button together and make this video reach 2 likes. Alright, let's get started. Tip 1. Best loot spots. Everybody knows that each map has different best loot spots, right? But it's a little bit hard to find out the best loot spots of all the maps. So here is top 5 best loot spots in Miramar map. 1. Hacienda del Patron. 2. Los Leones. 3. Picado. 4. Prison. 5. Campo Militar. 9 best loot spots in Arangel map. 1. Military base. 2. Jorgapal. 3. Novorepnoye. 4. Milta. 5. Pachinki. 6. Mansion. 7. Milta Power. 8. School. 9. Severny. 4 best loot spots in Sanhok map. 1. Paradise Resort. 2. Bootcamp. 3. Painan. 4. Ruins. And lastly 4 best loot spots in Vikendi map. 1. Villa. 2. Castle. 3. Tovar. 4. Gorak. The reason behind not taking Livik is pretty simple. Because Livik has loots almost everywhere in the map. So there is no proper best loot spot in Livik. Tip 2. Best PUBG mobile guns. There are several types of guns and animations that can be found on the PUBG game. These are categorized into assault rifles, snipers, designated marksman rifle, DMRs, short machine guns, SMGs, light machine guns, LMGs, pistols and short guns. All these weapons have different fire rate, bullet travel speed, range to hit the target, and effective damage caused rates. Other than these things, one also has to consider the recoil effect of a gun, which could lead to misfire your shot and giving away your position to the enemy. And here is a list of all PUBG assault automatic rifles with damage, fire rate, and range details. Feel free to pause the video and have a closer look into it. And here is a list of all PUBG designated marksman rifles, DMRs, with damage, fire rate, and range details. And now this is the list of all PUBG sniper guns with damage, fire rate, and range details. And lastly here is a list of all PUBG machine guns with damage, fire rate, and range details. Tip 3. Replace damaged vest and helmet. If you have taken some hits and have managed to survive, you probably have your vest or helmet to thank for it. During the game, you can see the vest and helmet damage. Keeping a damaged vest or helmet lowers your defense and could prove fatal. Therefore, you should keep an eye for them and swap your damaged vest or helmet as soon as possible. Tip 4. Choose right gun for right situation. All through the PUBG game, you notice different types of weapons lying around in different places. However, you are allowed to keep 2 guns and 1 pistol at a time. Therefore, a player should be well acquainted with pros and cons of each weapon and their attachments in PUBG game and choose accordingly. To improve your chances, I recommend using a combination of a sniper rifle with a bigger scope and automatic rifle with a normal scope. Also, you can use double assault rifle for better close combat fights. Tip 5. Shoot only if you mean to kill. Don't go berserk and spray bullets all over. Hitting a moving enemy at a long distance is a tough task. Therefore, only hit the trigger when your target is stable, otherwise you will end up giving away your position instead of earning a kill. Use smoke for reviving teammates, it will give you some cover. If you are sure that enemy is hiding in a particular building, use frag grenade on that building and keep the burst timing of the grenade very short. Tip 6. Pan your view using I button. Do you use I button during the PUBG mobile game? If not, then you should. The size of the button doesn't really reflect its importance in the game. It is useful to pan around to check if someone is aiming at you from behind or from any side. The eye tool lets to pan 360 degrees while you are panting on the way to circle. It can be used for observing the battlefield from giving away your cover. Tip 7. Notify your teammates about supplies. If you are playing PUBG Mobile in duos or squad mode, healthy communication is necessary. You can let your teammates know about the 8x scope that you found but can't really use as you have no supported guns. All you have to do is just point towards the item and then hit the text chat menu and then tap on the option I have an 8x scope. Similarly, you can alert your fellow teammates against a possible threat on the path by notifying using enemies ahead message. Tip 8. Kill annoying random teammate. Most of us get in a situation where you have to take in a random person in your squad. While it gives you an opportunity to make new friends, at times that random person misbehave and uses foul language. Well, in that situation, you can get rid of him/her by throwing a grenade at him. When you do so, make sure you are not in the same room. Mind you, use this PUBG trick only when it is necessary, as killing your own teammate also incurs some points penalty. Tip 9. Keep an eye on the map. It'll take a fair few games to learn the layout of certain areas of the PUBG map, let alone the whole thing. While you're getting used to the landscape, make sure you're paying attention to the mini-map and keeping an eye on the diminishing play area. In PUBG, the only safe area lies within the circle. This circle will begin to shrink at select times during the match, and if you find yourself outside of it for too long, you'll eventually die. The damage you take in this electrified blue field will increase as the circle shrinks. Early on you'll be fine for a few minutes, while in the very final stage you won't last more than 10 seconds. Each new circle will show on your map as a white outline, so if you watch your map you'll always know where to go next. There's no need to rush in the early phases, but towards the end, you'll need to get moving to avoid death, while also trying to steer clear of other players who will be doing the same thing. You should always be trying to remain in cover where possible, but if you do need to move quickly and with purpose. The mini-map also has one final trick up its sleeve that you absolutely need to look out for: a fire indicator. If you hear gunfire in your vicinity, have a quick glance at the map, and it'll show exactly where it's coming from. Tip 10. Know your maps. While most of PUBG Mobile's maps are more than familiar to fans of PUBG, it's important to learn weapon and item spawns in each map in order to maximize your chances of winning. This will not only influence your landing spot, but also where you should move as the match progresses. Knowing your maps is even more important now that Miramar, Sanhok, and the newly added snow map Vikendi have all been added to the game. In the case of Vikendi, the map features a few extras like snowmobiles. You'll learn the best hiding spots as you play, but you can learn faster by limiting the maps in the pool by unselecting them before starting a match. Do this and you'll be an expert in no time at all. Tip 11. Loot first, shoot later. Let me re-emphasize this one last time: if you die in PUBG you are dead. In solo play, there are no second chances, and in squads you'll be putting your team's chances of victory at risk if you keep getting downed early. Once you hit the floor, your first priority is gearing up so you don't get clipped in any initial skirmishes. You'll find crucial loot scattered around in buildings and supply crate drops. The latter contain the most sought-after weapons like the insanely powerful sniper rifle, but remember, you won't be the only one hoping to grab the spoils. The most important loot in the early stages is a half-decent weapons, ammo, and some reasonable armor, as well as a backpack upgrade up to level 3, so you have room for better gear as you start exploring. Any gun is better than your fists or even the legendary PUBG frying pan, so grab any nearby firearms before engaging a foe. Armor is also crucial so you can take more hits in a firefight. Like the backpack, head and body armor is graded from level 1 to 3, but level 3 armor is fairly rare. Aim for level 2 armor before picking a scrap, or level 1 at a bare minimum. Health items are also a priority. First aid kits are preferable, but bandages, painkillers, and the like will all help in a pinch. Thrown items like grenades will become more important later on as an offensive or distraction tool once the player count has diminished, but don't be afraid to throw an explosive surprise if you come across an unsuspecting group early on. So these were the top 11 tips which can really help you a lot during game. My aim is 2. I hope you will do it. So I will see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.